All right.
Yeah, just was checking.
Gotta have the video evidence. All right.
All right, so I'm going to cut the power.
Yep.
And apply the flaps.
Right.
So I have control.
Hazel check is done. You have control.
Flaps 20.
Yep.
Flaps 30. Yep, that's the stall.
How you feel it? Yeah, there you go. Break it. Now power. Watch out for the secondary stall and then flaps up. There you go.
Flaps up. And we're level off.
All right. Notice how when you added power, it wanted to immediately bring the nose back up.
Yep.
That can take you right into a secondary stall. So you really got to be in control, pushing down, maintaining. That's why you got to break the stall before you add power.
Yep.
Okay. So let's turn around and go south.
All right. We're doing the right turn to the south.
Okay, sure. Right turn's good. Okay, and we're going to do another stall. This time it's a departure stall.
Okay.
So we're going to do no flaps.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to, I'll talk you through it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right, Hazel check's done.
Yep.
Just done it for you. Okay. We're not going to use any flaps at all. No flaps at all.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to bring the power back. I want you to bring the nose up aggressively. Start climbing. And no, yeah, watch your rudder. Just keep the ball centered.
Yep.
All right, keep bringing it back. Keep bringing it back. Keep bringing it back. Bringing it back like this. Bringing it back. Okay, wait for it. Ah, you feel that? Yeah, that's the buff. Okay, recover. All right. And you're looking for 70 to 80 knots. You want to start bringing the nose up. There you go.
Excellent.
All right. Piece of cake. Okay. I helped you a little bit with that one. I want you to do the next one by yourself.
Okay.
Okay. You have control.
Okay, so I need to go to 90 first, right? Or?
Oh, no, this is fine. 80's good.
Okay.
No flap stall. Your Hazel check is done for you.
All right.
Okay.
So commencing the
no flap.
No flap stall.
Just what I want you to do with, instead of bringing the power to complete idle, I want you to leave it at like 1200 RPM.
Roger.
Okay. Bring the nose up. Bring the nose up. The speed's coming off. This is looking good.
Okay, we're approaching the stall.
Thinking about it. Oh yeah, look at this. We're nose up. Look at that. We got a slightly negative nod check. Keep holding it here just for effect. Notice we're actually in the descent. You feel that buffeting?
Yep.
You're in the stall. Recover. All right.
All right.
Okay, that was good. Any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay, we're going to practice that again. Obviously, right now we're going back to Markham.
Okay.
I made you sweat enough for one day. All right. What I want you to do is start a descent down to 2,500 feet.
Okay.
And we're going towards a mud lake. Well, actually, you know what? This would be good. Just want to introduce a concept to you called the glide speed. You know the best glide speed for this plane?
It's about 500. Oh, the glide speed is about 70 knots?
Yes, 70. I think 65. 65 or above. 70 is good too. The book says 65. The checklist, which is right here.
Okay.
But yeah, 70 is good. Better high than better fast than slow. Okay. And what I want you is bring it right back. Bring the power right back. You're gonna look out for traffic. Okay. So airspeed with flaps up, our best glide is 65 knots. With flaps down, it's 60 knots.
Okay.
Okay. And so one of the things we do is we have to practice with no power. So bring the power right back. I want you to set it up for 65 knots, and I want you to feel what the glide's like. Bring the power right back. So no power at all.
No power. Okay.
No power. No power. No power at all. I want you to keep the nose up, and I want you to add 65 knots. I want you to put the nose down and start to glide.
Okay.
So 65.
Okay, 65?
65. We now put the nose down, up, and trim it out for this. I want you to trim it out for best glide at 65. There's a rhyme. There's a rhyme for you. Best glide at 60. Okay. All right. That's funky, huh?
Yep.
There you go. You're nice cruising along. This is your best glide speed. If you have an engine failure, later on we do the forced landing. This is the speed that we're shooting for.
Okay.
Every 500 feet or so, we want to warm the engine up and look around. But in this case, yeah, just give it a short squirt for me. There you go. Now bring it power back. Okay. Now what I want you to do is to put in full flaps and maintain 60 knots or above while you're doing that.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Flaps down.
Yeah, and push it forward. See how it really wants to change? It changes.
Yep.
The lift characteristics of the wings are changing dramatically. Make sure to trim it out as you're doing it. Okay. Now your full flap best glide is 60. Okay. Alright, so I want you to aim for 60 knots here. Notice how this is full, it's much more dramatic. You're losing a lot more altitude. Alright? So you always glide a lot farther with no flaps than you do with flaps in. Okay, so I want you to overshoot now. So full power. And flaps up in stages. And level out at 2,500. There we go. 70 knots. Okay, good.
Yep.
Now keep it at 90 knots. I want you to turn to a heading of 210.
Okay.
Okay, so we're about to go into the landing circuit at Markham.
Okay.
Onto the downwind. The gliders are active today, so we're going to do something unusual. We're actually, and 09 is active, so we're actually going to join the right circuit.
Okay.
For 09, or the right downwind for 09. And to do that, we're going to go well past Markham and then join directly into the downwind.
Okay. So where's Markham right now?
Oh, it's way over there.
Okay.
We got to wow the motor here.
Okay.
We're down at altitude because typically this is where the student pulls the map out and says, gee, where are we? Where do you think we are? Oh, there's my favorite lake there, Mud Lake. Okay, Uxbridge is in front of us here.
Okay.
Port Perry is over there.
Yep.
That's Scugog, Lake Scugog. Lake Ontario is to the south of us.
Okay.
Okay. So what I want you to do a call over Mud Lake. Just say the ident, your altitude. Say who you are, your altitude. So who you are, where you are, your altitude, and where you're going. Okay.
All right. So just to practice, we're calling the.
This case just Mud Lake traffic.
Mud Lake traffic. Okay. So Mud Lake traffic goes Foxtrot November Delta at 2,500 over at the Mud Lake going to Markham.
Yep. That sounds good.
Mud Lake traffic, Golf Foxtrot November Delta 2,500 over Mud Lake going to Markham.
Okay, good enough for government work. All right. Okay, so you're looking around all these fields. If you lost your engine, where do you think we could put it down?
Right about there.
Yeah. There. I mean, there's some sod farms here. Typically, these fields are at least 2,000 feet long or so.
Yep. So we're looking at not making any big turns, right? So.
Yep. That's right. You lose your engine though. You're above 1,000 feet.
Yep.
You can turn to whatever field, but you want to turn towards the wind.
Yep.
Now in this case, we had a bit of a crosswind on takeoff, but the wind was sort of crazy all over the place today. So you want to be looking at indicators for the wind, water, that sort of thing. Sometimes you see a really nice big long field like that one over there, and you say to yourself, well, you know what? I don't care if I land with a tailwind. That looks great. Okay. But you want to always, with the few exceptions, you want to always land wind. Okay, so what town is this?
That is the Uxbridge.
Uxbridge, okay. See that one beyond there?
Yep.
That one's Claremont, way down
Claremont.
there. We're aiming for Claremont.
Okay.
Okay. So to find Claremont, you can basically, steer 210, maybe a little bit more. See, it's about probably 2 let's say 190 for now.
Okay.
And I'll direct you from there.
Okay.
A little bit hazy today, so normally we can see this very clearly, but today, you know. As we're going past Uxbridge, you can just say Uxbridge traffic. You know, Foxtrot November Delta, Cessna 72. In this case, we're like a mile north of Uxbridge, proceeding southwest towards Markham at 2,500 feet.
Okay. Okay, so we're at 1 mile north?
Yeah, we're about, well, in this case, we're about we're 1 mile sort of northwest. Yep.
Uxbridge traffic, go Foxtrot November Delta, 1 mile northwest, heading to Markham at 22,500.
All right.
So it's my first time doing this.
No, I know. So that's why I'm getting you to do it, so you get more practice.
Excellent. So was that good?
Oh, that was good. Yeah. I mean, if you get the occasional thing, it's no big deal, right? People have a general idea when you're around Uxbridge. Okay. If there's someone else on top of Uxbridge, and let's say you forgot to say your altitude, then you know he would come back and say, "Well, hang on, what altitude you're at? I'm at." You know, and the key thing is not to start a long conversation with other traffic. All you want to do is be very succinct, say exactly where you are, your altitude, and where you're going. You don't want to, you know, invite other traffic. You don't want to say other traffic, you know, or get into a long conversation with other aircraft, because there could be 10 other students in this zone, right? You know, and sometimes when two planes from the same flight school are up here, you hear the instructors chatting back and forth. Yep. That's not good, because they're blocking the frequency for other people. Okay, can you see Stouffville there?
Yep.
Okay, Stouffville. So now, typically our practice area is boxed by these. That's why I'm sort of being a geography teacher today. Uxbridge, okay.
Excellent.
Claremont, you know, Stouffville, we got Goodwood, we got, when we actually get on the ground, I'll show you the map. Okay. Nice, and you're going to start to point out these things, because as we're flying, you need to know this from an orientation point of view where you are.
Yeah. It's a bit confusing at first.
No, I know. And
so there's some birds over there.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, they're in the thermal. Birds are like gliders. They can't get out of the way.
Yeah, gotta give them away.
But when they do, what they do is they typically dive. Okay. So if you see birds below you, you're okay, because their reaction is always to dive, and they definitely don't have the power to motor up into you. Okay. But if they're above you and right in front of you, that's a problem, because they're going to dive.
Yep. What
you want to do is turn one way or another.
Okay.
Okay, so there's Stouffville over there. You see that water tower there? So we're going to head a little bit south here.
Okay.
And I'll show you Claremont as we. And we're going to dial in Markham frequency at 1228 as we get closer.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to ask them. We're going to tell them where we are.
Okay.
Okay. In this case, we're going to be over Claremont. Okay, we're just past Claremont. We're going to ask Markham Unicom for an airport advisory.
Okay.
Okay, so it'll go something like this. At Markham Unicom, Golf Foxtrot November Delta is 5 miles to the east, 2500, looking for airport advisory.
Okay.
Now, you're talking to Unicom, which is the guy at the dispatch desk, tell you what he knows about what's on the field. Okay, after that, you're talking to traffic, so you'll say Markham traffic, and you'll state your intentions. And I'll feed you what you need to say as you go along here.
Okay. So, are we calling Markham Unicom?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
We're gonna overfly Claremont, coming up over here. Let's turn that way for me. Actually, Claremont is, see that Claremont's right there? You see that sort of cluster houses?
Yeah.
We make this kind of a boxy turn, because there's gliders over here, right? So normally the gliders weren't there, we'd be making a beeline for Markham.
Yep.
Because the gliders are there, what we do is we go to Claremont, and at Claremont we turn, we hang our right, and we go, in this case we're going to go right into the downwind for 09.
Okay.
Or if 27 wasn't active, we'd go right onto final for 27.
Okay.
These are special procedures for Markham when they have gliders active.
So Are these NOTAMs are posted or?
They are posted.
Okay.
That one in particular is posted on the Coke machine.
Okay.
In the dispatch room, so have a look at that.
Okay.
And we land. Okay, I'm going to talk you through going into the circuit, going into the landing.
Okay.
At the or a short final, I'll take control.
Okay.
Okay. But I want you to have your hands on the controls and your feet. Okay. But just off the brake, with just heels on the ground.
Okay.
With your toes on the rudders.
Yep.
Okay. There's Claremont.
Yep.
What I want you to do is to call Markham Unicom now, as we discussed. Okay?
Okay, so I'm calling Markham Unicom to let them know that I am over at
Claremont. Coming into their zone. Now we're on Claremont traffic right now.
Okay.
So before we do that, I'm just going to do a broadcast.
Okay.
Claremont traffic, Golf Foxtrot November Delta, just coming up over Claremont 2500, turning towards Markham, switching to Markham frequency.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm 5 miles east.
You're 5 miles east.
And I'm requesting airport advisory.
That's right.
And what are my intentions currently?
Your intentions are to join the downwind for 09. The right downwind for 09.
So am I going to state that?
No, you're just going to ask him for an airport advisory.
Okay, so Markham Unicom, Golf Foxtrot November Delta, 2,500, 5 miles east of Markham, requesting airport advisory. Great.
That's right, you got it.
Markham Unicom, Golf Foxtrot November Delta at 2,500, 6 miles east of Markham, requesting airport advisory.
You have the airport there? Can you see it?
Yeah, right there.
All right, there you go. I'll tell you when to turn.
Okay. So are we? Okay, so we're not going to final. We're just going to join the circuit.
No, we're going to join the circuit on the downwind.
On the downwind.
That
Okay.
means our circuit altitude is 1,800.
Okay.
So as we get closer, around 3 miles, we'll descend to 1,800 feet. We'll join the downwind. We'll broadcast our intentions as we're doing so, and we're going to turn base and then final for 09.
Okay. So it'll be left downwind, right?
Left, and that's right downwind in this case.
Oh, right downwind.
Because of the ladder.
09. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. In this case, we can start turning towards our downwind here. You see the airport? Can you see that road? That's sort of the north edge of Markham?
Yeah.
You want to be just about 3/4 of the way south of the airport.
Okay.
Okay. About right there.
Okay. So that'll be a.
Yeah, that'll be
Okay.
it.
So that's the runway. Got it.
And then you can start down to 1,800, which is our circuit altitude. And you can now broadcast your intention. Basically say, Markham traffic, Golf Foxtrot November Delta, joining, or we will join the right downwind for 09.
Markham traffic, Golf Foxtrot November Delta, will be joining the right downwind 09.
All right. On the downwind, you typically want to be about 95 knots on the downwind. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, now we're joining the downwinds. Now we want to do our downwind check. That downwind check is mags on, master,
Yep.
switches as required.
Okay.
Mixture full rich, right? Sometimes we lean it out. No, fuel on both, and that's good.
Yep.
And now, coming up to the downwind, you want to say, you want to tell Markham traffic, Foxtrot November Delta, beam the field right downwind. 09.
Right downwind.
Beam the field. It means we're right up beam the field.
Beam the field, okay. So we're going to announce it when we're right at the field.
Yeah. There's the tow plane. Looks like he's about to pull a glider, but
okay.
Not saying squat, is he?
Markham traffic, Foxtrot November Delta, beam the field for downwind 09. Is that good?
Yeah, you need to say right downwind, just in case.
Right downwind,
I mean, we've already announced that several times, but...
Okay.
Okay, so typically at this point, we're going to turn base. When we come abeam the fairground here. See the fairground here?
Yep.
Buttonville's control zone's on the other side of that road, so we always want to be this side of that road, see the road there? So what we do is we bring the power back, okay? Let's maintain level flight at the speed below our flap extension rate. Okay. Put the flap to 20 degrees and now start to turn. And as you turn, start your descent. There you go. Looking for 70 knots here.
Okay.
So if you get below 70 knots, just put the nose down.
70 knots?
Yeah, and bring the power right back. Okay, level out here. All right, nice square. Look there. Nice square box pattern, right?
Roger.
Okay. And trim it out as needed. Okay, now you can turn final.
Markham traffic, Foxtrot November Delta, turning final, full stop, 09.
And no more than 30 degrees turn in the circuit.
Roger.
Okay. And as we're coming in, we're all nicely lined up. I want you to put in full flaps. Oh, yeah, that's what you got to do. He's moving. All right, okay, that's good. This is looking a little bit fast. I'll bring the power right back. All right. All right, make sure to trim it out. I have control. Just feel what I'm doing.
Yep.
Okay. Notice we're a little bit low here. I'm also bringing the power back. Going down a little bit. Let this glider get out of the way.
Yep.
Markham traffic glider Delta Zulu Foxtrot is on the advanced downwind for runway 09 cross Markham.
Oh, wind's changing direction. That's nice.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And what we're doing now, 60, 65, transitioning to 60. So I'm bringing the power right back. I'm in the flare. I'm on the center line. Trying to stay on the center line. And there we go. Touching down. Let it roll out. There's our halfway mark in the airfield, by the way, right there. So I'm bringing the stick all the way back.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep the nose wheel off. Jimmy's down. They're really beating up runway. And now, put the engine back to 1,000. Bring the flaps all the way up. I want you to turn around and taxi back.
Markham traffic, Foxtrot November Delta is backtracking 09 taxi.
You see the glider there?
Yep.
Okay, so he's on the base. The thing with gliders is they can't overshoot.
Yep.
Okay, so we want to, we want to accommodate them and make sure we're exiting. He's got lots of time. They're really slow, as you can tell, right?
Yep.
So, no need to do anything that would, be, no need to taxi. But at the same time, you don't want to dilly-dally.
Yep.
And there's a guy on runway there. Okay.
Okay.
Just watch out for him.
Roger.
Markham traffic, Foxtrot November Delta is clear active.
All right. Oh, okay. Hang on here a moment. Stop.
Yep.
I got it.
You have control?
I have control. This guy is taxiing. Is he taxiing into a spot? He might be. Not exactly sure.
Yep, he is.
Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna taxi it right next to where we kind of rough this area, right? What we're gonna do is just make sure we have some momentum. And see that rope there?
Yep.
So that we are like that.
Okay.
That's right.
So we're at idle when we roll in.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay. There you go. Now we do our shutdown. On our shutdown checklist.
Alright.
That's that guy.
Okay, so we're going to the shutdown checklist.
Yep.
Alright, so we're at idle 1,000. Alright, magnetos left and right checked.
Yep.
Radio's off.
Oh, we have an avionics switch in this. We can just hit the avionics switch.
Oh.
Yep.
Alright. So beacon on. And mixture is idle cut up. Yep. There we go. And normally we do a mag check too, but that's fine. Okay. There you go. Great. So I tried to pack a lot in there. Hopefully.
Oh yeah.
That all worked. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty good. You picking up the radios. Going to do more radio work. You know, as you really want to sort of take on as much of the radio work as you can. You know, you can't. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen, right? I mean, you know, you completely say or step something, and people don't understand you. But so what, right? You know, the key thing: aviate, navigate, communicate, right? Yep. As long as you're flying the plane, as long as you know where you are and you're navigating, comms are the last, number 3 on the list. But practice, practice, practice. That's how you get better. That's how you figure it out.
Excellent.
And all communication is a convention. Once you understand what people are supposed to be saying and what order they're saying it in, even if it's half gargled, you've got a general idea of what he's saying.
Yep.
So it's convention. Stall. Okay. So we did the full flap stall. So that's an arrival stall. Full flap, no power stall. So you can see how docile it is, right?
Yep.
I mean, you know, we did the departure stall. So that's no flap. You know, a little bit of power stall, and a little bit more aggressive. But once again, in this plane, the stall horn is not working, so I'm going to snag that. But you don't really need the stall horn blaring at you because you feel what's going on, right? You feel the
sluggish.
So now, if you ever find yourself in a position where your altimeter or your airspeed's not working, I mean, what you're looking for are the characteristics of slow flight. To stay out of the characteristics of slow flight. You'll notice on our approach back in here, we're doing, you know, it's all about airspeed, right? We're looking for a certain airspeed at a certain point. Okay, airspeed on base with flaps in, airspeed on final with flaps in, and we're, you know, basically never below 60. Okay, unless you got a really good reason, never below 60 with full flaps. You saw how the plane glided when we cut the power to idle with no flaps. Okay, 65 knots, gliding really nice. You can do 70 knots too. Okay, 70 knots is always a good glide. And then you saw how that dramatically changed when we put the flaps in. Okay, so now think other factors too that could affect that: weight of the aircraft, temperature, how much you may have started off the flight with full fuel, but it burns off. You're near the end of your flight, all of a sudden the plane handles completely differently.
Yep.
Okay. So these, you know, it's all about, as a pilot, you got to get a feel for the aircraft to understand what's going on. So you're doing good. Picked up a lot. Any questions?
No questions. Yeah, everything is great.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Write down the Hobbs time. Very important.